Edgar Cayce's controversial prophecy about an American leader is it quietly becoming reality. A buried prophecy that seems to be returning. Some prophecies are told like legends, but there are others people hesitate to mention, not because they're wrong, but because they feel uncomfortably accurate. Among the thousands of mystical readings given by Edgar Cayce, there is one prophecy that is rarely discussed and highly controversial. A leader of the United States will arise in a time of deep division who will not only change politics, but test the very soul of the nation. Cayce never mentioned a name, but his description, the timing, the emotions, the turmoil, the way society reacts, has made many modern researchers shiver. The story sounds eerily similar to what America went through during the era of Barack Obama. Not because Obama was explicitly predicted, but because Cayce described a symbol, a historic moment, when America would stand at one of its greatest spiritual crossroads. In this video, we're going to dive deep into that prophecy, its origin context, warnings, and why so many people now believe we may be living in the very period Cayce foresaw. Edgar Cayce, the poor farm boy who baffled science. Edgar Cayce was born in 1877 in Kentucky in a poor family. No higher education, no power, no scientific training. Yet he possessed an ability that drew doctors, lawyers, and pastors to his door. He diagnosed illnesses while in a trance. He described things he had never studied. He spoke of the future as if reading from an invisible book. More than 14,000 readings were recorded. And strangely, many of his prophecies came true.
Edgar Cayce
predicted the 1929 economic crash, the rise and fall of Hitler, global climate shifts, medical discoveries decades ahead of time. That level of accuracy made researchers take his words far more seriously, including what he said about a future American leader. The forgotten prophecy. A different leader will appear. In one rare reading, Cayce described a time when America would be in turmoil. The economy unstable, racial tension heightened, the national spirit worn down, trust in government fading. In the midst of that chaos, a leader would emerge with an unusual background, carrying the symbol of change, splitting the people into two opposite camps. Cayce did not say Barack Obama,
a leader emerges,
but he did describe someone unprecedented in the White House.
Serious American voice.
To many, that sounds like the clearest possible hint of America's first black president. But the point was never just about race. Cayce emphasized this person would not only bring political change, he would become a spiritual test for America. Obama, and a historical moment that strangely lines up with the prophecy. When Barack Obama rose to national prominence in 2008, America was in the depths of a financial crisis. Millions of people had lost their home. Hope for the future was shaken. Social divisions were becoming more visible. And right then, a young, calm, eloquent man stepped onto the national stage, speaking with a message overflowing with hope. He promised unity, change, healing, hope. For many, he was a bright light. For others, he was a source of concern.
Millions of Americans have lost their
homes. And for those familiar with Cayce, the parallels were deeply unsettling.
The lines of division.
Cayce had said this leader would not just carry a political mission, but would expose the spiritual wounds of the nation. Cayce's warning, real test isn't in the White House. It's in the soul of the people. In the prophecy, Cayce didn't focus on the leader himself, but on what he would awaken in the people: hope, fear, division, faith, blind devotion. He warned the people will be tested by how they see their leader through emotion or through truth. If they see him as a symbol, a savior, an object of devotion, then America would lose its clarity. But if they hold on to morality, stay spiritually awake, look beyond the image, then America would move toward a time of awakening. For Cayce, spiritual life always mattered more than politics. Obama, in the eyes of the world, inspiring figure or symbol of division.
Edgar Cayce.
As soon as Obama took office, millions in America and around the world celebrated. He received the Nobel Peace Prize in less than a year. He was hailed as the symbol of a new era. But Cayce had once described a leader who will be honored around the world.
Is the first to go.
Yet that very honor will be a test. Why? Because the more someone is praised, the easier it becomes for people to stop thinking critically, and the harder it becomes to tell true light from false light.
People around the world
Cayce warned
celebrate
about
and look up
half-truths,
to them
beautiful
with
words
admiration.
without depth, confusion between
Barack
feelings
Obama
and truth,
received the Nobel
movements
Peace
full of
Prize
symbolism
early in his
but lacking
presidency.
true inner transformation. The spiritual warning. Darkness won't arrive as a storm, but as confusion. Cayce said that the time of testing would not come first through a great war, weapons, or natural
Serious
disasters.
American Voice
It would come through
explains
spiritual
how praise
confusion,
can
loss
weaken
of direction,
critical thinking.
inability to discern truth from
American
falsehood,
narration
moral
describes
decay,
half-truths
people led
and
by
beautiful
emotion
words
more than
without depth.
faith. And in that atmosphere, the leader would act as a mirror, exposing division, reflecting weakness, bringing to the surface what people
now
wanted
turn
to
to the words of
hide.
Edgar Cayce.
In the eyes of many
He warned of
Cayce
a time
scholars,
when spiritual confusion
Obama
would
is not the
challenge
savior or the
Darkness
deceiver,
is arriving.
but a symbol of the most
Not as
intense
war.
testing period in modern American history. Cayce.
This is the moral
The
decay,
real battle is for the
the
soul
loss
of
of
the nation.
discernment.
Cayce often said the
Is
battlefield
a
is not in
concept
Congress.
People being led
It is in the
by
hearts of the
emotion
people.
instead of faith.
Even though Obama brought hope to
It
many,
explains the leader.
the nation continued to
acting as a
fracture
mirror
more
for
deeply.
society.
Political extremism, racial
division
tension, value
is being
conflicts,
exposed.
ideological warfare, weakening trust in tradition and religion. All of this Cayce had described in advance as part of a spiritual test of the end times.
This is the most
The leader
intense
is only a
spiritual
catalyst.
testing period.
It is the reaction of the people that determines the fate of the nation. A global role when an American leader becomes a worldwide symbol. Cayce once said,
battlefield
this person's
is in the
influence will
hearts
extend
of the
beyond the
people.
borders of America. And that is
American
exactly what
narration
happened.
describes
Obama
continued
was welcomed in
political
Europe like a
extremism
hero,
and division.
celebrated in Africa as a symbol of pride,
Weakening
regarded
trust
as a
in
beacon of
tradition
hope in
and
many
religion.
countries. But Cayce also warned,
The leader
when the whole
is
world turns
only a
its gaze to
catalyst.
one man, it is not necessarily the sign of salvation, but the sign of a global test.
Determines
The world, like
nation's
America, must
fate.
answer hard questions.
That's not
Are we chasing
American
emotion or truth? Do we seek a guide or a figure to idolize? Are we following
Barack
real
Obama
light
was
or a
welcomed
soft,
as a
hazy
hero
glow?
across
The
the
final
globe.
message, do not forget the spiritual purpose
Cayce
of humanity.
warned of the peril when the world's
Cayce
gaze
never wanted people
fixates
to live
on
in
one
fear.
man.
He wanted them
Man
to wake up.
question whether the world
He warned
is
that
chasing
humanity is
truth
forgetting its roots,
or
chasing
emotion.
material things, losing spiritual
humanity
discernment.
seek guidance
The leader he spoke
or
of,
merely
whoever that may
idolization?
ultimately be, is not the soul of America.
Humanity must awaken
He is only a mirror
spiritually.
reflecting that soul. If people do not
Darkness
awaken,
will rise
darkness
from
will
within
not come
if we
from the
do not
sky.
awaken.
It will
Cayce
rise from
warned
their own
us.
hearts. After hearing
What
this mysterious and
spiritual test
controversial prophecy from
defines
Edgar
our
Cayce,
time?
what do you think is the greatest spiritual test facing America and the world today? Division, moral decline, the idealization and idolizing of leaders, or the confusion between emotion and truth? Where do you see Cayce's prophecy playing out in our time? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd really love to read your perspective.